Anytime Maritime.
Oka, Doc, thank you. Kasi nakatakas po ako dun sa coverage kay Alice Go. Nasa Pilipinas na siya eh. Okay, so thank you, Amosu, for having me and for letting me na makapag-absent muna for a while for duty. Pero actually, right now, or just yesterday, just last night, when I arrived here, ako po ay galing po sa Nueva Ecija. Nag-cover ho ng mga effects ng baha due to Typhoon Enteng and Habagat. Sino po ba sa inyo ang nakaranas din ho ng pagbaha? Yung sa Manila, lakas ho ng ulan, no? At malamang, at around 8:05 in the morning, you have received a text message alert from NDRR. O, chinek nila kung ano oras talaga. 8:05 nga ba yun? Ako tuloy na rito din bigla. Oo, pero it means, no, there's an orange rainfall warning here in Bataan, Zambales, and despite na yung weather ho is very rainy, hindi nga ho maaliwalas yung weather, but you're here with us. So we are very, very grateful at talagang taus-puso po kami nagpapasalamat sa inyong oras. Palakpakan po natin ang bawat isa. Nasa kabila ho na itong panahon nito ay masarap pong matulog. Oo. Masarap pong mag-me time, pero at least, no, this is actually very, very important para ho sa bawat isa sa atin because this info caravan is definitely for all of you. I may be a professional on newscasting, pero my duty today is to be your host for the rest of the day. And so, we are also here to talk about the updates on the various programs, services, and facilities of Amosu, our country's largest seafarers union founded in 1960 by the late visionary and one of the pillars of the Philippine maritime industry, Captain Gregorio S. Oka. Palakpakan po natin for his legacy. We also invited some government agencies who will share with us some of their programs that our seafarers can avail of. And I suppose when you enter the auditorium, you have seen some of the booth na kanila hong siniset up. We have different booth outside, no? From SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, DMW, OWA, Marina. Those government agencies will share their time with us as well, no? So please, grab this opportunity. If you have concerns, if you want to apply on something, eto na po yun. Hindi nyo na kailangan pumunta sa mga offices mo nila, sila na mismo ang lumalapit po sa atin. So, we are also very grateful na nandyan po ang mga government agencies as part of our exhibitors outside. Also, we have the union services of Amosu. No? We have the legal, the Siemens Hospital, Provident Fund, the Slop Chest, Records, MAAP, WMBP, and Sailors Home also outside. So, if you have concerns, if you have queries, no? If you want to know more about the services, eto na po iyon. Ayaw ho namin lalabas kayo dito na sasabihin nyo, hindi ko alam eh. Meron palang ganon. Meron at meron po kayong malalaman ng mga bago at dapat nyong malaman dito ho sa ating gagawin ngayong araw na ito. We also have our affiliates and social partners, ITF, ISWAN, GMA Pinoy TV, Duty Free, and Gold Foundation. Also, we have different banks and financial institutions, BDO, East West Bank, PNB, Security Bank, Prudential Guarantee, and Bank of Commerce. So lahat po ito, in-invite po natin. Some of the government agencies will share with us as well some of their programs that our seafarers can avail of. Mamaya po yan, mga dapat niyo pong abangan. And we will also talk about relevant issues in the maritime industry. So, sabi nga nila, well, ako po isang reporter, so magtatanong po ako sa inyo, very quick lang. Sagutin niyo na po ako ng tama o mali. Okay lang ba yun? Eh, parang ayaw niyo din yun. Parang mali na kagad ang sagot niyo. Tama o mali? Tama Tama! Okay, sabi ho nila, let's just check some of the myths about seafarers. Gusto ko to. Nag-research ako, ano ba yung mga alam ng tao about seafarers? Sabi nila, seafarers earn loads of money. Ay, tama o mali? Yung iba parang, tama. Mahina. Ayaw niyong aminin, ha? Galante raw ang mga seafarer. Tama o mali?
Tama!
Sino sumigaw na tama? Papalibre ako mamaya. Palibre po, ha? Okay, biro lang ko. Tama. Wow. Ito, nagulat ako. Seafarers consume alcohol all the time. Ang ano daw, pang tanggal ng amat, ay ano, ang tanggal hilo. Tama o mali? Ba't may bubulungan? Tama, sir, tama. Uy, bawal ho, may mga parang, I think may mga inspection, no? Oo, parang screening when you are on board. Parang, mali, no? Ito natawa ko. Seafarers have wife or girlfriend at every port. Ano sabi niyo, we? Tama o mali? Parang naging tali. Tali! Parang ganun yung narinig ko. Anyway. Pero, those are just fun facts, no? Pero, kayo po mismo nakakaalam po niyan. Di ba? And, why am I asking these questions to you? Is because gusto po natin maging light itong araw po na ito as we will be informed with lot of information at the same time, yun nga po, to know the services and activities of AMSU that they can offer to you, no? So, meron pa akong tatlo pero next time na. Na mga parang nalaman ko lang na trivia for seafarers. This time, again, as I said, we have a full day ahead. So let's officially start our program with the welcome remarks of none other than the President of the Associated Marine Officers and Seamen's Union of the Philippines. Palakpakan po natin, Dr. Conrado F. Oha.
Thank you po. Salamat po. Hello, everybody. Anong lumat niyo? Mamaya mamimigay tayo ng bangka po. Bigla kayo natuwa. House and lot. Sa Forbes Park. Yun, tama. Nasa paso. Nakahukay ko lang kanina. Bago pumunta dito. Anyway, magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Sabi nila dito daw sa MAA, bawal magtagalog. Pero chairman naman ako, so I invoke chairman's prerogative. Tagalog ako. With the permission of Admiral Santos. Anyway, thank you very much, distinguished guests from the government and private sector and the media. Media, ano ba? Sino ang ating media partner? Itiga, ABCC.
TV5 po.
ABCC.
Makikipartner na.
5+7, channel 13. Mali pa mathematics. Kaya ako nag-doctor. Of course, especially our members po. Nasa po yung ating mga membro. Hello po. Magandang umaga po. Galing sa Region 3 at our mga MAAP cadets po na nandito. Nasaan po yung mga MAAP cadets? Yay! Bali lang kayo ng Tagalog. Yeah! Yay! Parang hindi ko lungkot. Admiral, malapot po yung mga cadet dito. Yay! Very good. Sige, may house in that kayo. So, hindi na ako magbabati ng mga mention mga names kasi siyempre may makalimutan ako pagkakita. Hindi ako may-mention ng agencies, generic na lang. Pero isa na lang pabatiin ko si Admiral Santos. Kasi baka hindi ako pakainin mamaya. So, good morning po, Admiral. So, magandang araw. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat at salamat po sa pagdalo sa ating Infocaravan sa kabila ng maulan na panahon. So talaga nangangang-hanga talaga po sa inyong lahat at dumalo kayo dito despite of the inclement weather. So ibig sabihin talaga, ang mga mandaragat talaga ay talagang anywhere, anytime, anywhere, tatahakin lahat. Pati guardian and report topic. On behalf of all the officers and staff of AMUSUC, I welcome you all to the AMUSUC Infocaravan in Region 3. Today we will share with you our members, developments in our union's programs, services, and facilities. Yung sinabi ni Mon kanina. Among them is the opening of the Museo Mandaragat, a museum dedicated to the hard work and successes of Filipino seafarers then and now, and to the legacy of our founder, Captain Gregorio Oca, whose vision brought transformative change into our country's seafaring industry. So lahat po ito because of the vision of Captain Oca in 1998 at Maritime Academy of Asia and the Pacific, because of his vision at pinapatuloy po ni Admiral Santos po at kami po sa AMUSUC. So sana po lumaki pa itong Maritime Academy of Asia and the Pacific dahil alam naman ninyo na meron ngayon mga shortage of 80,000 worldwide shortage of officers all over the world. At sana yung 80,000 na yun mapuno ng mga Pilipino. Filipino lang, Filipino. You can now visit Museo Mandaragat on the ground floor of Sailor's Home 3 in Intramuros, Manila. We also have the newly opened Mariner's Home 4 and 5, and of course the groundbreaking on the future site of our Cagayan de Oro City Welfare Complex. Sino yung Cagayan de Oro dito? Where we are building another seafarers medical facility, sailors' home, other amenities to cater to more AMUSUC members in Mindanao, specifically northern Mindanao. So we just broke ground a few months ago, and then we are waiting for the plans, and we will start constructing it by the end of this year. These are just some of our latest initiatives to expand our union services and bring them closer to our members all over our country. Of course, all of this would not have been possible if not for the extraordinary vision of our founder, Captain Gregorio S. Oca, who laid a strong foundation on which we are building our union's work. But our union's strength does not only come from our own efforts, but also through our strong collaboration with the government, the private sector, and other social partners that greatly contributed to our growth throughout the years. Today, we continue to honor and further strengthen our synergy to further drive our progress as we move towards a more sustainable, inclusive, and equitable future for our seafarers. We thrive in the spirit of solidarity, all for the gainful employment. I think this is the clincher here, the key statement here, gainful employment of Filipino seafarers on board the world's fleets. Kasi kung mataas nga sweldo, wala naman trabaho. So, we strive for decent salaries and gainful employment. Dapat lahat ng seafarer po ay meron pong trabaho. Aside from the government agencies who will discuss their welfare programs that our members and dependents can avail of, we will also discuss some important maritime issues that our seafarers must be aware of, such as the future of work and ambulance chasing. This is very important because nanganganib po ang ating trabaho dahil po sa ambulance chasing. Yun po ang sinasabi ng mga ship owners all over the world and ship managers. It is ambulance chasing. So dito po sa seafaring industry. We hope that this event will serve as an opportunity to broaden your knowledge and awareness awareness of our union services and initiatives, as well as our government's welfare programs for seafarers. Next year, we plan to bring this info caravan to AMSUP in Davao and to our other provincial branches in Bacolod, Cebu, Iloilo City in the succeeding years. I hope this info caravan will be an avenue to update, educate, and equip you all, especially our members, with key information that will guide you as you continue to thrive in your maritime careers. Thank you and God bless. And again, maraming po salamat sa inyo lahat. Welcome to AMSUP Info Caravan 2024. Sail forward forever, mga. At mabuhay po ang Pilipino Mandalaga. Maraming salamat.
Thank you very much, Dr. Conrado F. Oca, President of AMSUP. Thank you, sir. Buti na lang, di po ako na-inform. Okay. But wow, those welcoming message is actually a glimpse, no, of more exciting part of AMSUP, the services and what to expect, no, in terms of the assurance, di ba? As a seafarer, that is more and more important. Sabi nga ni sir, malaki nga sagot mo, wala ka namang trabaho, sayang lang, di ba? So, see you in Davao. Davao pala yung next. But anyway, thank you again, Dr. Oca, for that inspiring, at the same time, informative, as well, welcoming message. At this time, let's hear a message from one of the lawmakers who pushed for the Magna Carta for seafarers, Honorable Ron P. Salo of Kabayan Party List. Let's watch this.
Isang mapagpalang araw sa inyo. Today, we honor our seafarers, the heroes of the seas, who continue to make sacrifices for your families and for our country's economy. Ang inyong dedikasyon at pagsisikap ay tunay na kahanga-hanga, kung kaya't marapat lamang na isulong inyong karapatan at tiyakin ang inyong kapakanan. In this regard, I am pleased to announce the Magna Carta Filipino Seafarers, which we painstakingly pushed and valiantly defended, will soon become a law, as it was already submitted to the Office of the President. Ito ay naglalayong protektahan ng karapatan at kapakanan ng bawat marino laban sa mga mapagsamantalang gawain gaya ng ambulance chasing. Kasama rin sa Magna Carta ang mga probisyon na magpapalakas sa maritime education sa Pilipinas at magsisigurado na bawat kadete ay makatapos at maabot ang pangarap na maging ganap na marino. Taos puso ko nagpapasalamat sa AMSUP na katuwang natin sa pagsusulong ng Magna Carta Filipino Seafarers. Nagpapasalamat din tayo sa kung may kapal sa kanyang pag-iingat sa bawat isa sa inyo. Kasama ang AMSUP, ako at ang Kabayan Party List ay patuloy na magsusulong ng mga pulisiyang magsisigurado ng proteksyon at karapatan ng bawat Pilipino marino. Maraming salamat. Ito po si Congressman Ron Pizarro ng Kabayan Party List na nagsasabing, mabuhay ang marino.
Thank you very much, Congressman Ron P. Salo of Kabayan Party List. Narinig po namin ang sinasabi ng ilan sa inyo, nagugutom na kami, sir. Para mas ganahan naman kaming makinig. Ayan. So, this will be a very working and productive day for us. So, we will be bringing in some of the snacks this morning. We just have one request. Bawal hong magkalat. Kita nyo, linis-linis ho dito. Oo, carpeted pa po yan. Pag may nakita ko kami karat, maniningil ho kami. Biro lang ho, ha? But anyway, moving forward, the success of the Philippine maritime industry largely depends on strong tripartism between and among our government agencies, the employers, and workers' organizations such as AMSUP. And today, we are joined by officials who are working very hard to ensure that our seafarers get their much-needed support from the government. Our next speaker is the Director 4 of the Department of Migrant Workers Sea-Based Accreditation Bureau, or SAB. We are honored to hear from Director Augusto Santiago III. Let's watch his video message.
Chairman of the Governing Board of the Maritime Academy of Asia and the Pacific, or MAAP, Dr. Conrado Oca. Sir, good morning. Vice President for Internal Affairs, Mr. Johnny M. Oca Jr. Vice President and MAAP President, Vice Admiral Eduardo Santos, AFP. Esteemed members of the faculty, cadets, seafarers, colleagues from the government, good morning of the DMW Sea-Based Accreditation Bureau. And on behalf of the department and our esteemed Secretary Hans Leo Gikakda, it is my distinct honor to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Oca for inviting the Department of Migrant Workers to take part in the AMSUC Information Caravan 2024. This opportunity allows us to bring the services to the home of OFWs, ang tahanan ng ating mga OFWs and DMW, closer to our seafarers and future maritime professionals here at MAAP. We also extend our sincere congratulations to AMSUC for being a steadfast pillar of the maritime industry, continuously contributing to the education and protection of our seafarers. In line with the 10-point agenda of Secretary Kakda, one of which is to develop career, employment, and entrepreneurship pathways for overseas Filipino workers. In partnership, of course, with government agencies and the private sector, the DMW and the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, or the OWA, are here today to bring our services closer to you, our seafarers and future seafarers. Our partners from OWA are present to offer their wide range of programs for seafarers and their families. The National Reintegration Center for OFWs, for the NRCO, is ready to assist OFWs in smoothly transitioning into livelihood opportunities here at home. Our Sea-Based Accreditation Bureau likewise will provide vital information on the documentation needed by our seafarers, including employment contract and overseas employment certificate. Additionally, the Migrant Workers Bureau, or the MWPB, is here to offer legal assistance to our seafarers in need. I am also pleased to share that the Office of the Sea-Based Undersecretary, or rather, the Office of the Assistant Secretary, Jerome T. Pampolina, is actively advancing the School-to-Ship-to-Shore full-cycle support program for our seafarers. This initiative is divided into 3 key areas: training, employment, and reintegration, all designed to ensure a seamless journey throughout the seafarers' professional careers. Under the training aspect, the DMW is committed to working closely with other government agencies to continually enhance the quality education and training for Filipino seafarers. The department is also dedicated to transforming the National Polytechnic University into a center of research and excellence, offering cutting-edge, world-class training courses and methodologies, along with research that will benefit all stakeholders, especially again, our seafarers. In terms of employment, the DMW continues to seek cooperation with stakeholders to provide greater work opportunities for Filipino seafarers, ensuring that they remain competitive in the global shipping industry. Lastly, for reintegration, the government's full-cycle reintegration program will be extended to seafarers in partnership with employers, money agencies, civil society organizations, financial institutions, and the business sector. The DMW will help seafarers and their families invest in their future through entrepreneurship financial literacy programs, and continuous professional development or enhancement. To our dear seafarers and cadets, we encourage you to make the most of this information caravan prepared by you, or the ALSU and various stakeholders. Learn about your rights. Familiarize yourselves with the government agencies that offer support, and above all, let these resources guide you toward achieving your dreams for yourselves and at the same time for your families. The doors of the Department of Migrant Workers will always be open, or will remain open to you and to your families. This department exists for you, our modern-day maritime heroes. Please do not hesitate to knock on our doors whenever you are in need. Mabuhay po kayo lahat, and may God bless us all. Maraming salamat.
Thank you very much, Director Augusto San Diego III of DMW. At least, nagkaroon po tayo ng idea, that the government is there. Again, the assurance that the government is very, very willing to help us all, seafarers and the future seafarers of our country. At this point, our next speaker extends his greetings to us here today and sent a video message for all of you. He is a celebrity in his own right, but his calling in public service grew stronger through time. In 2022, he was appointed as the new Administrator of Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, or OWA. Ladies and gentlemen, panoorin po natin ang mensahe ni OWA Administrator Arnel Ignacio.
Mainit na pagbati mula sa OWA, ang aming ahensya ay saksi sa inyong patuloy at hindi natitinag na dedikasyon upang pangalagaan ang kapakanan at pag-unlad ng Pilipinong marino. Tunay na may pagmamalaki ang AMUSU sa pagsusulong ninyo sa pag-unlad at paggawa ng ating mga mandaragat at sa pagbabantay sa kanilang mga karapatan at kabuhayan. Kaisa ninyo ang OWA sa inyong mga magagandang layunin at sa pagpapatibay at pagpapalagana ng mga dekalidad na programa at serbisyo para sa ating mga manggagawang marino. Kami ay hindi lamang susuporta o hindi magiging matibay na sandigan ng AMUSU sa inyong mga programa at adhikain sa pag-angat ng kalidad ng trabaho at pagsiguro sa kaligtasan at kalusugan ng ating mga manggagawang Pilipino. Congratulations, AMUSU, sa isang makabuluhan at produktibong Info Caravan 2024. Mabuhay ang ating mga marino at mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas.
That is OWA Administrator Arnel Ignacio. And that ends our video messages. Okay, because this time we will have the messages on stage, because our keynote speaker today is also a pillar in maritime training and education in the country. Like Captain Oka, he is a visionary who brought AMUSU's Maritime Academy of Asia and the Pacific, or MAAP, to great heights in the past 25 years, having been recognized as a center of excellence by some of the most reputable international bodies in the industry. Palakpakan naman po mga. He was the 23rd Chief of the Philippine Navy, where he served for 33 years before retiring and joining AMUSU as the first president of MAAP. Presently, he serves as the Executive Vice President of AMUSU, President of Bagong Bayani Foundation Incorporated, and was appointed as a Goodwill Ambassador of the International Maritime Organization, or IMO. He also recently received the prestigious Timonel Award from the Maritime Industry Authority. Without further ado, let's give a round of applause to Vice Admiral Eduardo Santos.
Our chairman, Dr. Conrad Oca. Thank you for coming. Let me greet the executives and the staff of AMOSUP, and of course our members of AMOSUP who are here with us. Magandang umaga sa inyo lahat. And I'm also happy to see our cadets, the future members of AMOSUP who are listening intently to what we have. Today I'm going to talk about, we are here because of the info caravan of the union. And of course it's necessary that we tell all the membership what MAAP is, because MAAP is the education and training arm of AMOSUP. So let me start. As you can see, from the very beginning, sa ating opening po, nandiyan kaagad ang litrato ni Captain Oca. Para hindi natin nakakalimutan. Let's give you a big hand. I'll start off first with vision. Tagal na po ito, 25 years na itong vision. We envision ourselves as the leading institution of excellence in maritime education and training, not only in the Philippines, but in Asia-Pacific region and beyond. We have this vision for the last 26 years, and we're continuing with it, and we are reaching out to be able to fully attain what we would like to have in our vision. But on a day-to-day basis, we provide quality maritime education and training to our learners or to our cadets. We would like them to possess the knowledge, the skills, and the attitude that they need for a successful pursuit of a maritime career. So ang habol po natin dito sa ating mga seafarers, ating mga kadete ay maritime career. Hindi sila akit ng barko para makakuha ng 4-5 contract pagkatapos bababa na magtatayo ng sari-sari store. Okay. There are many opportunities for everyone at sea. Okay. As I stated earlier, unang background muna na konti, we were established in January 19, 1998, and as I said, it's also owned, developed, and operated by AMOSUP. So it's the only tertiary level school anywhere in the world that is owned, developed, and operated by a seafarers union. Right? Sa akin napunta yung pera ng ibang union. Pero sa AMOSUP, dito napunta sa MAAP upang mag-develop pa ng mas maraming miyembro. So at this time, we have 2,242 students actual enrolled. Okay? Medyo marami na po yun. 84 of them are women. And they're all full scholars of foreign shipping companies who pay for their tuition, board, and lodging. We started 25 years ago. Hindi po yung slide sa baba, with only 4 buildings and 12 hectares. That was 26 years ago. Today, we are 122 hectares, 2 mountains and 2 rivers, 61 buildings, 64 simulators. Nandito po tayo sa kabilang bundok ngayon. Dumaan po kayo kanina sa main gate, sa kabilang bundok yun. In the last 21 years, we have graduated 5,000 officers, so 21,000 para sa maritime education and training. Ang auditor natin at Det North Veritas. We are also certified QMET by TUV SUD, yan po yung German company. At ng OPITO, Offshore Petroleum Industry Training Organization. Last year, we received the Certificate of Excellence from the Nautical Institute. Ito po yung Professional Institute of Nautical Seafarer, Nautical Officers. Ang headquarters po ito nasa London, Worldwide Professional Organization. And by IMARES. IMARES is the professional organization for the Institute of Marine Engineering, Science, and Technology. Okay. So binigyan po ng Certificate of Excellence ang MAP after they conducted an audit. Sa Pilipinas po, wala pang meron ito. And also, last year we were recognized again by the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport, and Tourism of Japan. Alam po nyo, yung mga seafarers working under Japanese flag, they have to go through the JISS or the Japan International Seafarers System. In other words, they have to take a test. Okay? But if we are accredited by the ministry, then lahat ng graduate po ng MAP ay hindi na kailangan kumuha ng test. Automatic na. Okay. Kailangan bilisan to. As you can see, right on top, we have Amazon, which is affiliated with ITF. Meron din po tayong inspector ng ITF na kasama natin. And of course, on the left side, you can see on the right side, you can see the union services and programs. Makikita po niya yan mamaya. That was also mentioned by our chairman. On the left side are 2 training ships. And as I said, Maritime Academy Aviation, the Pacific is there directly under AMUSUC for education and training. So we have upgrading programs dito po sa kaliwa. That's for our seafarers. Lahat po, we have 20 IMO model courses that we offer. Sa mga po libre, hindi naman libre. Mas mababa yung singil sa mga members natin na you are subsidized. Yung ibang short courses actually libre na. We also have management level course. This is for chief mates and captains, first engineers, and chief engineers. We have cook's course, cargo handling courses, and we have the offshore academy. Our big program, of course, are our cadets. We only offer maritime courses po. So we have BSMT for deck officers, MARE for engineers. We have the first course that's approved by JED in the Philippines. We have BS Marine Engineering with Electrotechnology. Right? So kasama yung ETO. Alam po nyo sa barko, dumadami na ang electronics. Medyo nahihirapan na yung ating mga engineers. Trabaho natin ng marine engineer yan. Pero kasi pati electrical, electronic, makina kanila, medyo nahihirapan na. That's why we have ETOs. Nasa CBA po yan, meron tayong position na electrotech officer. Okay. And we offer a bachelor's degree. Meron din po tayong dual course for deck and engine. At ang malaking program ngayon is our bridging program. We have many graduates of mechanical engineering. Tapos po ng BS Mechanical Engineering. Gusto mo barko, hindi sila pwedeng kumuha ng COC dahil ang marina nagre-require na dapat merong graduate ng BSMT or BS MARE. Okay? So yung mechanical engineers, meron po yung 10 months na bridging program para magkaroon sila ng diploma as marine engineering. And then after that, they can take the board exams and become marine engineer. Okay? And after finishing their bachelor's, they can enroll into our master's degree. So meron din po master's degree ang MAP. Napakababa din po ng singil dito, lalo-lalo na sa mga membro. At lalo-lalo na rin sa mga nagtuturo dito, halos libre na. But they, all BSMT graduates can enroll in the MS, Master of Science, in Marine Transportation. And their major is Marine Superintendent. Sila po nagsusupervise ng maraming barko. Tapos sa BS Marine Engineering naman, mga graduate pwede mag-enroll sa MS Marine Engineering and their major is Technical Superintendent. Okay. Next. Manakata na lang. Okay, andito tayo ngayon. Ano bang, what is the future for for seafarers, sa ating mga miyembro, sa ating mga kadete, all those of you involved in the maritime. Ito po yun. Ang pinakamalaking issues ngayon are threefold. First is digitalization. Nangyayari na po yan. Marami po yung analog, yung mga numbers. Ino-convert po yan sa digital. At because of that, you can transmit a lot of data on the internet using Wi-Fi. So because of that, there is a continuing interconnectivity. Maraming ang magkadugtog-dugtog, magkabit-kabit, kasi pwede ng link, di ba? Alam naman po nyo lahat yan. At dahil po ron ay mas marami na ngayon nakakaalam kung ano nangyayari. Dati, in the past, the seafarers, the captain, the officers of the ship, pag alis sa port, medyo hindi na natin alam kung ano yung ginagawa, di ba? But with this digitalization now, alam na kung ano saan yung barko, ano yung takbo ng barko, ano yung rotation ng RPM, anong rotation ng shaft RPM, ano yung temperature ng mga cylinders, ano yung current, ano yung speed. Alam na sa office, kaya hindi na pwede magtalo. And because of that, a lot of data we now need to analyze. Kasi all of this data is going up on the shipping company. Somebody has to analyze. Ano ba nangyayari sa atin? Ano nangyayari sa mga barko? Kailan na dapat magpalit? O kailan tayo mag-repair? And of course, because of cyber, because of the heavy use of internet, we have to take care of the security of our system, of our network. Kasi, alam na po nyo, yung pinakamalaking kwento rito ng hacking ay nangyari sa isang malaking Danish company at mahigit $3 billion ang nalugi niya. Okay? Kasi pinalitan lahat ng computer nila, pinalitan lahat ng database sa buong mundo. And so we are very careful about cybersecurity. Kailangan po yan malaman ng mga miyembro natin at mga kadete. Actually, pag nagkaroon ng pre-departure orientation seminar sa AMOSU, kasama po yung cybersecurity. Meron po tayo niyan. The other issue is automation. Okay, marami kayong narinig na may iba sa inyo, narinig ko yung mga chief engineer, mawalan ng trabaho yan kasi robotics na lahat ngayon. Naka-robot na. Meron na nag-check ng temperature. Kung yung mga galing sa barko, ang pinakamadaling intindihin sa automation ay yung autopilot. Yung autopilot, isa-set mo lang yung course, susunod na yung barko. Kahit na hindi mo hinahawakan yung timon. Automatic na siya. Robotics yun. Okay? Yung autopilot, matagal na yan. Matagal na yan sa mga barko natin, sa mundo. Kaya na ngayon, mas marami pa ngayon. We have more and more automation happening aboard ship. And there are some ships now that will only require 2 or 3 officers. And it will go on its own hanggang pagtak sa barko, sa air. Okay? So, those are things that we should all be looking at. Yan na po magiging future. So, pwedeng hindi na tayo sa barko. Nandun tayo sa lupa kasi tayo yung nagmamanage, nag-operate ng remote control. Yung mga miyembro natin, sa MAAP, meron na po tayo niyan, simulator. Okay? So, pag mamaya bago kayo umuwi, daanan niyo yung ating simulator. Makikita po niyo na ito na, mga bago na, mga modern na dito sa MAAP. Sa dami po ng simulator natin, na-imagine na natin what the future will look like and what the work should be. Okay? And of course, the most important one, nakafocus lahat, buong mundo dyan kayo, is decarbonization. Okay? Nakita nyo siguro, sunod-sunod ang bagyo natin at lumalakas yung bagyo. Kahit na dumaan na yung bagyo, maulan pa rin. Inihigop yung habagat. Well, it's because the temperature of the surface, of the planet surface, is going up. Umaakit yung temperature, tapos nagkakaroon po ng greenhouse gas effect sa itaas ng mundo natin. Hindi nakakalabas yung heat, kaya tumataas ang umiinit dito sa mundo. And because of that, sinasabi na by 2050, as directed by the United Nations, dapat hindi tayo mag-increase ng temperature. net zero. Yan sinasabing net zero. By 2050, there should be no rise in temperature. Okay? And because of that, ang pinakamalaking contributor sa greenhouse gas na pumapaligid sa ating planet are emissions, mga galing sa makina. Okay? Galing sa diesel engines, sa mga gasoline engines natin. Fossil fuel. Naglalabas po yan ng emission sa atmosphere, naiiwan po sa itaas. Kaya tayo umiinit din. And so, now, the whole industry is shifting to alternative fuels. Ano ba yung alternative? So, hindi na diesel, hindi na crude oil, hindi na gasoline. Pupunta na tayo sa electric, pupunta na tayo sa gas. At ang pinakamalakas sa barko ngayon ay gas. And slowly, we are shifting to gas engines, meaning ngayon methanol, mayroong LPG, at nagde-develop na ngayon ng e-hydrogen or e-ammonia so that we will reduce the greenhouse gas emissions from ships. Okay? And of course, other alternatives ay wind energy. Okay? So, yung ibang nakarinig na kayo ng mga wind turbines, malalaking windmills, nasa dagat, nasa bundok. Dahil sa atin, meron na sa Marikina, sa itaas ng mga bundok doon sa Antipolo. Madami na sa north, at nag-announce na din yung ating Pangulo na magkakaroon din tayo ng wind farm sa dagat. Kasi diretso yung hangin, tuloy-tuloy. Okay? So we're going to have that as well. And all that is how the future will look like. So, anong papel natin dito? Pag tayo nag-aaral, merong role tayo dyan sa lahat na yan. Kahit na hindi tayo nagdadrive ng barko, o hindi tayo nagpapatakbo ng makina ng barko, maraming magagawa sa lupa. Okay? So, and that is what we're going to touch on now. So, anong ginagawa ng MAAP? So, ito ang MAAP ngayon na meron na po tayong simulator na gas-induced. Yan, MEGI. That's a man-engine gas-induced. So, hindi lang puro diesel yung nasa cylinder, nag-i-inject ng gas para less yung greenhouse gas na emission, pero na-maintain pa rin yung power. May simulator na po tayo na. Meron na po rin mga barko ngayon na ginagawa, tsaka existing, na gas-induced yung makina. Para yung mga engineers natin, alam din kung anong haharapin nila. We have upgraded our bridge and engine simulators. We have ballast water. We have full mission ship plane. Ang dami pong simulator na yan. At meron din tayong mga lab-built na laboratories para mas maraming automation. Okay? Yan ang pinag-aaralan ng mga kadete natin ngayon. Meron din tayong 3D printers. Akala nyo yung 3D printer ay panglaruan lamang. Sa barko ngayon, yung ibang part nila ng barko ay 3D printed na. So, hindi na sila nagdadala ng gasket. 3D printed na lang yung gasket. Piniprint nila sa barko tapos gagamitin nila pag-repair. Okay? Meron din mga drones. Meron din tayong Japanese simulators. Alam po nyo, yung Japanese ships ay medyo iba yung equipment. At saka iba rin yung medyo maliit. Meron tayong simulator niyan for all those going to Japanese companies. Ito po meron tayong bago, Innovation Laboratory. Ito po yung ating titingnan sa kinabukasan. We have a maritime automated surface ship simulator. Makikita po niya ito sa kabilang building mamaya bago kayo umuwi. We have digital twin engine simulator, celestial navigation, at marami pong simulator na natin pa. Ito na ngayon. Yan po ang ship's crane simulator. Tingnan po nyo, ito gumagalaw. Para pati yung cargo nyo gumagalaw. Okay. Ito po yung ating remote operations control simulator. Dito po nakaupo. Dito po tumatakbo yung barko na walang na ang crew ay 2-3 lang. Pagbalik. Pag nagkaroon ng aberya, pupunta yung kapitan dito, wala siya, nasa office siya, patatakbuhin niya yung barko remote control. Yan. Nakikita niyo kung ano nangyayari. Okay? So yan, that is the future of how work will look like now. You still need seafarers. Kailangan ng kapitan, kailangan ng engineer. Karamihan nasa lupa. Medyo mababa ng konti ang sweldo, but you can go home every night. Di ba? So that is, in essence, is how it will look like. At pagtulong pa rito, nakita niyo, ito naman ang digital twin. This is our actual training ship now, Kapitan Gregorio Oca. And we're going to have a simulator for this. Kasi sa mga offices ngayon, meron silang maraming barko na nakatipid na lang. Nire-relay sa office. Kung ano yung nangyayari. Okay. And then those are what the engineers and the captains will look at. Sa training naman po, we are adding more courses on the International Gas Code. Kasi nga, mas marami ng barko ngayon na gas. At yung gas po, delikado. Hindi po patulad ng diesel yan, nalalakapitan mo yan ng hose. Ipapasok na yung fuel sa tangke mo. Ito ay gas na lumilipat. Kung liquid, kailangan ma-maintain yung temperature, mababa ang temperature ng gas para naka-liquid form. Kung hindi, magiging gas. Okay? So that's very important. Pwede sumabog yung barko, and we need that. So we have robotics, we also have gas engineering. Yung ating, meron po tayong approved na BS degree rin, may major in gas engineering. Okay? And we have a Green Skills Academy. Ito yung ka-approve lang ito. Ito ay platform sa ating mga miyembro. Platform po ito, lahat ng kadete ngayon naka-enroll na rito. And there are 10 courses, offshore wind, carbon capture, use and disposal, new fuels, energy, ship energy efficient, ship handling, wind and wave energy, marami. 10 po yan. Nag-offer na si Dr. Oca ng libre for the first 20 members who will enroll. Libre po yan. And you can use that for 1 year. Isang taon yung i-reviewin, may question sa dulo. Pagkatapos, pag naipasal niya yung question, kasi nandun din na kayo, pwede naman kayo mag-review. Pag naipasal po niya yung question, bibigyan kayo ng certificate. Okay, hindi po ito, this is not a STCW certificate, but if you have a certificate like that, and you can show it to your sponsors, nasabihin na at least, nakakaintindi siya kung ano yung pinag-gagawin sa barko. Okay? So that's how we are going to train and educate more of our members now. Purong platform na lang. Para hindi na rin kayo makabala. Kahit nasa barko kayo, pwede kayo mag-improve, pwede kayo mag-increase ng inyong knowledge and training even while you're at sea. And at the same time, you can show a certificate. Ito din po ang ginagawa natin para sa pagpalit ng ano mangyayari sa kinabukasan. So we have seminars now on automated ships and digital twin ships project. Nagbibigay po kami ng seminar ngayon, nakita nyo yan. At magbibigay din tayo sa ating mga miyembro sa AMUSO. Seminars on decarbonization, seminars on digitalization, at kung ano pa yung mga makabago na kailangan. We have classrooms in AMUSO and we can give that there as well. Okay? Yan po yung ating development ng faculty. Ito po yung test sa map. Pinapakita lang po namin, medyo high-tech na po yung test ng mga kadete ngayon. Ito yung ilang midterm and final exams. Laptop po. Lahat ng kadete may laptop. Puntahan niyo yung makita niyo mga kadete yan. Ask them to show their certificate. All of their certificates now are e-certificate. Yung mga miyembro. Hindi na yung kailangan dalhin yung mga original nyo. Sa mga kadete ngayon, yung iba na-graduate na, ang kanilang hawak-hawak na nila yung kanilang e-certificate, may QR code. Pag nag-alangan yung port state control na mag-i-inspect, i-scan niya yung QR code. Alam niya na genuine yung hindi gawa sa recto yung certificate niya. Okay? So you can talk to any of the cadets later. They bring their, they can show you in their iPad, yung kanilang certificate, kanilang ID. Yan ang gagawin din natin sa sa AMOSUP. Okay. Lahat po ito pinakita natin sa IMO. Kaya tuwa-tuwa yung Secretary General ay napalitan na. Kaya imbitahin natin yung Secretary General na susunod. At sinabi niya na dapat ipairal natin ito, ipaalam sa buong mundo kasi mukhang nauuna tayo sa ating ginagawa. Ito po yung all those who are working with IMEC, who are sponsored by IMEC and working with the International Maritime Employers Council. Ito po yung bagong building nila, nadaanan po nyo ron. Ate po ang AMOSUP at IMEC, itatayo itong kanilang modern academic building. Nung sa IMEC naman po, meron din po silang project, engine skills. Ito po, engine skills. Kumukuha sila ng out-of-school youth. At dito, tuturuan sa mga ng 10 months para maging engine, ano tawag doon? Engine cadets sila na nagtatrabaho sa barko. Pero hanggang doon lang sila, magiging skilled workers lang sila sa barko, hindi sila magiging official. At hopefully maging seafarers, magkaroon ng seaman's rank later on. So far, as I said, we have graduated 5,699, 182 women. Dalawa po dyan, nagkapitan na sa barko. Kaya medyo namumuna rin tayo doon. We have 420 licensed chief engineers. Yung isa po dyan, the first lady chief engineer natin sa AMOSUP. Yung iba sa chief mate, second engineers at yung karamihan, 85% of our graduates are still aboard ship. They are officers in charge. Gusto lang pong pakita po, sa mga lahat po ng nagtapos ay kailangan kumuha ng board exam. Kasi iniintay na po sila ng kanilang mga sponsors. They have to work with their sponsors for 5 years or 5 contracts. So we have to review our graduates, and ito po ang performance nila sa Marina. Marina po nagbibigay ng dati PRC, ngayon Marina na nagbibigay ng board exams. At sa DEC, nakita po nyo, ang passing rate po natin ay 91.48%. Sa first take lang po yun. Sa second take, pumasa na lahat. Kasi kailangan sila pumasa dahil hindi sila makakapagtrabaho, hindi sila magkakaroon ng COC sa barko. Sa engineers po, 93.38 ang pumasa sa first day. Ito po yung dalawang training ship natin, Kapitan Gregorio, Kapitan Felix Oka, yung malaki po yun, Japanese, 180 cadets ang berth niya. Ito po yung pinakabago natin, 4 years old, Kapitan Gregorio Oka, 108 cadets. Lahat po yan may kadete. And they're conducting training, may training officers about sa loob ng barko. Ito po yung mga simulators natin. Makita nyo sa kabilang campus yan. Hindi nyo yung pupuntahan nyo dito sa malapit. Pero lahat ng simulator po natin ay may link sa individual na desktop simulator para pwede tayo mag-grade, mag-evaluate isa-isa, hindi group work. Yun po ay connected po sa full mission engine simulator naman. Kaya buong barko po yung ina-exercise natin. So every weekend, meron po kaming integrated shipboard training program. It's a whole crew, deck and engine. Nagro-rotate to ng watch. Isang weekend po silang lalabas sa simulator. Lalabas sila at nag-relieve the watch. Kung ano yung ginagawa sa barko, yun din ang ginagawa nila dyan sa simulator. Po yung ating mga bagong high voltage engine room simulators para po yan sa diesel electric at saka sa dual fuel. Ito po yung ating vessel training center. Ito naman yung hybrid chemical and product tanker simulator. Tingnan po yun, mga nagtrabaho sa tanker. Meron pong pwede ka pumasok sa loob ng tangke at mag-tank cleaning ka. Okay? Naglilipat po ito ng liquid from ship tank to a short tank and vice versa using a live Framo pump. Yung Framo pump, alam nyo, ginagamit sa barko ngayon, actually. So, yan po yung pump na nandyan sa ating simulator. Ito naman po yung helicopter underwater escape training. Para sa offshore po ito. Lahat ng all those working on oil rigs go by helicopter and they must take this training in order to know how to escape during a helicopter crash. Ito po yung pupuntahan yung simulator mamaya. Ilan po nyo? Parang spaceship. Kasi motion po yan gumagalaw. Okay. Tapos 360 degrees. Kaya puntahan nyo mamaya bago kayo uwi. Dadaanan po nyo ito para makita nyo kung paano. And remember that all of the things that I'm showing, we can also offer to our members. Yan po ang papel ng mga. Ito naman po yung Japanese, yung mga mapupunta sa Japanese ship. Ito po yung ating pinakabagong Japanese full mission simulator. Tingnan po nyo at yung equipment niya, ay ito po yung tunay na ginagamit na equipment sa mga barko ng hapon. Kaya hiwalay po yung ating simulator. Yan din po ay para sa ECDIS. Japanese din po yan. Nakita nyo. JRC, Japan Radio na simulate na ECDIS. Uruno. Japanese made po yan lahat. Merong specific, type-specific na training. Ito na po yung firefighting. Panlaban sa sunog. Nandito tayo ngayon sa CAMS. Ito yung Center for Advanced Maritime Studies. Nasa third floor po tayo na. Ito po ay na-set up noong 2011 upang magbigay po ng master's degree para sa ating mga seamen. Ito yung auditorium. Dito tayo nakaupo ngayon. At lahat po na mag-enroll dito, lalo na yung mga medyo mag-retire na mga kapitan at chief engineer, pwede pong magdala ng pamilya. Nandiyan po sa likod, malisilip ni mamaya yung bungalow. Kailangan kung gusto po tumira sa bungalow ng magandang view ng Manila Bay, mag-enroll ka sa master's degree ng MAA. Okay? Ito po ginagawa ng mga kadete natin pag-weekend. Nandito lang po sila. At dito po yung ating leadership at management training para sa lahat ng cadets. Okay? Marami din po kami ginagawa sa ating community para makatulong tayo. Coastal cleanup, tulad na ngayon ay Manamo, Maritime Archipelagic Nation Awareness Month po ngayon. Kaya siyempre, meron tayong cleanup drive sa mga beach natin. At nag-host din po tayo ng mga international meetings dito rin po. Ito po yung, this is the one of our consultancy services. The government is putting up 32-kilometer bridge magmulang Bataan dito sa lugar na ito. Hanggang Cavite sa Ternate. Ayan, dadaan po ng koridor. Ang designer po nito ay PY Lim ng Hong Kong. Hindi po niya alam kung paano niya ipapakita yung kanyang design sa public works. Sinabihan sila na pumunta sa MAA. Sineta po natin to sa ating simulator dito sa MAA. Ito po yung kanilang design ng tulay. Yan. Dadaan po ng koridor at bababa sa may Ternate. The 32 kilometers can be passed, can be driven by in 45 minutes now. So if you're from Cavite, going to Subic Bay or going to Clark or going here to Bataan, hindi ka na kailangan dumaan ng Manila. Dito na lang. So you reduce your time from 5 hours to 2 hours. Down. Yan. Pinadaan po namin 180 ships of all type. Pinadaan namin sa ilalim para malaman na po kung ano ang mangyayari kung typhoon signal number 1, number 2, number 3. Kasi po dadaan sa ilalim ng tulay. Okay. Pumunta po ang presidente rito, tinignan niya, nakita niya yung ating simulator, at nakita rin niya kung ano yung itsura ng tulay. we give buong bansa, nakapag-claim po tayo libre, 1,164. So yan po ang tulong natin sa iba pang eskwelahan natin dito sa Pilipinas. Gulang din tayo sa Armed Forces, kasi ginagamit po na mga helicopter para marunong sila mag-escape tuwing may helicopter crash. Nag-adapt din tayo ng maritime high schools. Siguro yung mga taga-Batak, Pampanga, magtatanong bakit wala Pampanga dyan. Eh kasi wala pang nag-request. But we can always adapt. At this time, ito po yung maritime high school dito sa Bataan. Adapted po natin yan. Karamihan ng kadete rito, nag-graduate dyan. At siyempre pag may bagyo, meron pong barangay na in-assign sa Bahag. Nandun po tayo tuwing may calamity. Nagre-repack ng relief goods. At kung kailangan ng rescue, nagre-rescue din. So, nung COVID po, tuloy-tuloy po ang takbo ng Bahag. We did not stop. In fact, during the COVID years, nakapag-graduate pa rin po tayo ng 936 cadets. So, happy yung ating mga sponsors. Ito, kailangan pag-aralan. Hindi po ito nakukuha sa uwido o tatanong mo kung ano bang gagawin, sasabihin sa iyo, alam mo na. Kailangan po talagang pag-aralan to. Kaya lang, dahil sa pag-aral, siyempre rewarding din. Dahil tulad ng sabi ni Ma'am kanina, ang chismis daw ay malaki ang sweldo ng mga seafarers. Kasi nga, technical talaga. Okay? Tapos you will see that marami nagtatanong, ano ba pangyayari sa atin sa pagdating itong decarbonization, digitalization. Hindi po rapid, hindi po mabilis yun. Okay? Isipin po nyo, we still have 90,000 ships in the international trade. 90,000. Yung mga bagong barko na darating, hindi naman marami. Katulad ng isang French company, kanyang new build na ang fuel ay methanol, ay 15. Yung isa pang European company, ang kanyang bagong order ng barko ay 19. Okay? So kahit na yung mga maraming shipping companies mag-order ng 19, 20 na barko, matagal pa bago mapalitan yung 90,000 ships. Kaya lang, there are some areas where the development is very fast. And this is in internet, digitalization, cyber. Yan, mabilis. Kaya dapat mag-aral lahat. And so we need to be abreast with all these new technologies. Pag-akyat sa barko, hindi ibig sabihin na wala ka nang ginawa kundi gumawa ng trabaho sa barko. Dapat we should be able also to study and look at what's happening in the world. Para sa ganon, makapag-aral kayo. Kailangan po mag-aral lahat. And our commitment to all our members, to all our stakeholders, is that Amo Supenma is always capable. Nauna po tayo, hindi lang capable, nauna pa. And always ready to train and assist anybody who needs it. So, I would say that once again, sorry for being a little bit extended. But kailangan po malaman din nyo kung ano meron dito sa MAAP kasi hindi naman po natin masyadong na-advertise. But I'm thankful that we did the info caravan here so that everybody will know and see what MAAP is all about and what we do to contribute towards the betterment and to the improvement of our seafarers. Thank you very much and good morning.
Thank you very much.
So, ang mga medical services na binibigay mo ng ospital ay para bang sinabi mo punta ka na rin sa isang malaking ospital. Kompleto po tayo, meron tayong internal medicine na binubuo po ng cardiology, radiology, meron din tayong pediatrics, obstetrics and gynecology, may surgery. Lahat po yan kompleto po sa bawat mga specialties nila, hindi lang general. So, you have surgery also na may iba't ibang mga subspecialties dyan. You have your neurosurgery, you have your general surgery, orthopedics, may urology, lahat po yan kumpleto. Meron din po tayong ophthalmology. May specialist na mga doktor na para sa mata, na nag-o-opera din at tinitignan yung mga problema sa mata. So, para bang kung titignan mo yan, kala mo punta sa mga malalaking ospital katulad ng St. Asia or Medical City. We're comparable to those hospitals. At ang sinasabi ko to, hindi lang dito yan sa Manila. Pati po sa mga ibang ospital ng Siemens Hospital na makikita natin sa Cebu, Davao, Iloilo. Tapos nagtayo na tayo ng bagong clinic sa Pangasinan, meron dyan. Meron din tayo sa Bacolod. At may bago tayong itatayo na clinic sa Cagayan de Oro.
Wow! So high-end din pala itong Siemens Hospital. Probably, Doc, the most common question as well, ano ba yung mga hotline numbers or hotlines of the Siemens Hospital? Landline, mobile, email, please ready your mobile phones as well para at least madali nyo na makukontak if they have concerns or questions on specific services, no, and departments na meron po yung hospital.
Ito po yan. Meron po tayong mga landline in 852-78116. Pagtapos din ating local para sa telehealth ay 2119. Yung parang kung gusto nyo tumawag, magkonsulta lang over the telephone, asking kung ano kaya ang problema ko, kailangan ko bang pumunta ng ospital, or kung ano pwede kong maging magamot para sa problema na nararamdaman nyo. So pwede din kayo tumawag para sa ganun. Meron din po tayo sa emergency room, medical records. Pagtapos, ang email address natin, kung gusto nyo mag-email at magtanong ng mga problema para masagot, na hindi kayo makapag-konsulta, gusto nyo lang malaman kung ano nagiging problema dito, ano pwede mangyari, ay ang email natin ay Siemens Hospital, SH Hospital, HOSP_MNL@amusub.org. Ulitin po, SHOSP_MNL@amusub.org. Lahat yan, small caps.
Alright, thank you, Doc, for sharing us about Siemens Hospital. Now, I'll proceed to Sir JB. Ayan, kasi about Sailor's Home, ako interested ako dito. Free board and lodging, ha? Yung Sailor's Home. What are the requirements to stay at the Sailor's Home and where are the locations of the Sailor's Home facilities, sir?
Good morning. Okay, bakit dyan? Thank you. Okay. Just naglagay kami ng QR code ng Sailor's Home. Yan yung nakalagay sa e-brochure ng AMUSUB. If you want to get information there. And then can I request kay Nixon if after a few seconds, paki-rotate na lang doon sa mga litrato. So the question was kung nasaan.
Nasaan? Sa ano ba yung requirements, sir?
Requirements. Okay, basta miyembro ka, pwede kang gumamit ng Sailor's Home. Ang diferensya lang is, ang Sailor's Home magbibigay ng prioridad doon sa mga, kukunti lang kasi yan. Sa ngayon, roughly, ngayon 600 beds pa lang ang nandyan.
Konti po ba yun?
Yes, kasi ang mga
600 beds?
ang
Hindi ko po yung mga hotel.
ang mga marino kasi na miyembro.
Yeah, I understand. No?
No? Tapos, pero ang nagpagawa na si Doc ng tatlo na yung Sailor's Home dito sa Maynila. Tatlo na yung Sailor's Home sa Maynila, no? Ang capacity niya is roughly 1,000 beds.
Wow!
Yung isang building, repair lang ngayon kasi medyo nalulumana. So, ano ba requirements? Basta miyembro ka, pwede nga gumamit. Ang aming limitasyon lang is, yun na nga, number of beds. Kaya gumawa kami ng priorities. First priority, yung mga bababa sa barko. Kung kayo bababa sa barko, dapat yung mga taga-sailors home, merong maibibigay sa inyong kama. Ang pakiusap lang namin, medyo i-inform nyo naman sila. No? I-inform nyo naman sila na dadating. Kasi may mga ipapaskill na mga contact numbers, no? I-inform nyo naman sila para nakakapagplano rin sila. Sumunod yung mga sasakay sa barko. Tapos sumunod dyan yung mga nag-aayos ng dokumento, nag-training, etc. So yun yung
Bawal may kasama. Sir,
Sorry, ang sailor's home, it was designed only for the membership. So hindi pa kami nakakapag-design na pwede mo isama ang pamilya or kung sino man.
Ang ganda, no? Kasi free board and lodging. How long can a member stay at the sailor's home? Pwede bang lifetime? Bawal.
Ang ano kasi is, syempre, we have 7,000 islands. We have, again, a membership of 100,000. We want to be able to give more members the means to be able to use the sailor's home. So we limit the stay that they can use the sailor's home. Ang maximum for one complete or tuloy-tuloy. Sorry, kailangan mag-Tagalog, nauubusan ng English. Kung ang tuloy-tuloy is roughly 15 days.
So
But
almost
still,
more than 2 weeks.
depending on the availability, pwede mong i-extend.
So again, may consideration.
Remember, ang profile,
What do they need to do? Write a letter?
yung gustong mag-apply to use a bed space, we do encourage na mag-email dun sa mga pinapaskil na information. No? Tapos yung mag-extend dun na sa loob, then hingi lang ng permiso sa namamahala, kung may kama, papayagan, kung hindi, sasabihan, pwede lumabas mo. No?
Nice, ha? So it's available Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao.
Yes,
The sailor's home.
Nixon, can you put the picture of this is basically all the services of the union now, no? It's in it's
All over the country.
Medyo ang plano ng bossing natin is tubugin ng buong Pilipinas.
Wow, nice.
Siyempre,
Unti-unti. Yeah.
na ginagawa, no? So, yan ngayon ang setup ng sailor's home. Ang pinakabago nga yung sinasabi na gagawin mga facilities.
In CDO, Northern Mindanao.
Yes, sir.
Narinig ko kanina yun, sinabi. Okay, I think kaya bang sabihin natin, hotlines of the sailors. So, although kanina pina-flash na eh.
Yung hotlines. Please use the CR code,
QR code.
Sorry, kagaling ko lang.
Galing lang siya. Pwede rin naman, baka may CR code din.
Please use the QR code so you can go directly to the e-handbook that will explain it more clearly.
Okay. Sir, I think you will be the one also who can answer about welfare mutual benefit
Yes,
plan.
sir.
Yeah, gusto ko to.
Okay.
Gusto ko pag-usapan din ito. Kasi, what are the benefits under WMBP? Ito
Okay.
naman.
Yung welfare mutual benefit plan, yan ang isa sa pinakauna-unang programa ni Captain Oka na itinatag. Intindi ko, 1974 pa yan. Kasabay ng pagtatag ng family medical dental plan or yung hospital service system ng AMUSUP, no? So, yung hospital basically gives the direct services of medical. Ito namang welfare, WMBP, parang tinatag niya for financial assistance. So, kasama rin sa CBA, ang unang-una is yung pag merong seaman na pumanaw on board, merong amount na pwedeng kunin kagad-kagad dun sa WMBP patulong sa yung siyempre yung may iwan na pamilya mag-worry about mga kulinarya, ganyan, lahat ng mga mangyari. So meron siya makukuha ang amount kagad-kagad, masubmit lang yung mga requirements. Isa pa dyan, tinutulungan din siya na magbigay ng funeral assistance, yung kumukontrata kami ng funeral service na sila na ang bahala magbigay ng yung coffee, yung lamay period. No? So we get a basic service for that. And then covered yan para hindi na rin masyadong isipin ni pamilya. No? Maliban doon, yung siyempre kukunin namin dati, kinukuha namin Prudential or something. Hindi ko alam kung sino yung kakontrata namin ngayon. Basta meron siyang network service, merong mapupuntahan na mas malapit na tutulong sa pamilya kasi nandun yung kulinarya, pwedeng maglamay. So may basic program yan na gano'n, no? Kasama yan doon sa maliban dyan, siyempre covered din yung mga wife and children. Kung may mangyari sa wife and children, may financial abulay na ibinibigay habang nasa aborto si Seaman kung yung mangyari. Kung single ka man, yung mga magulang. No? Maliban dyan, meron din, ang pinaka-importante I think is yung or ang pinaka-pwedeng lapitan ng mga miyembro ay yung mga ibang programa na old age assistance. Yung old age assistance, walang walang cut-off. Basta naging miyembro kayo, nakasakay kayo ng 5 taon, merong financial assistance na binibigay dyan. Nakapaskill naman sa board yun, no? And again, pinakita yung QR code para makita nyo yung kabuuan ng servisyo. At siguro mamaya doon sa desk, pwede nyo itanong.
So, clarify lang. So, kailangan 5 years na nakasampa o kahit 1-2 years na?
5 kontrata. Then anything after that, you're already covered all the way to yung mga ibang programa na old age assistance. Of course, there are those yung mga fire victim, yung mga na discretionary, pinapayagan din kami.
How can the beneficiaries file, sir? Briefly.
Basically, it's a submission of documents, submission of documentary requirements. Again, there is contact numbers. If anything happens to you, your family, or whatever, pakibigay lang yung mga contact numbers and then doon mag-inquire directly, like say yung email address. And matagal na naman yung sistema. Meron lang mga documentary requirements na hinihingi. Pag nasubmit nyo yun, papa-approve na lang sa yung presidente, etc. And then, binibigay lang. Ang intindi ko, sinusubukan na rin nila na magkaroon ng digital na kasi advance sila sa Provident Fund. Sinusubukan na rin namin na magkaroon ng digital na sistema para mas convenient sa inyo na mag-apply for that.
Again, if you have more questions or concerns you want to ask about the Welfare Mutual Benefit Plan, we have booth outside para mas makater ko personally yung mga questions ho ninyo. But thank you, Sir David. Let's move with the AMOSUP ID, Records Department. Okay, let's have Sir Ricky. Okay, Sir Ricky, how can I apply? Oh well, good morning, sir. How can I apply for the AMOSUP ID? Ito ba ay automatic o kailangan ba nga itong i-apply? And what are the requirements if ever?
Good morning. Actually, lahat ng seafarers na sumakay under ng may collective bargaining agreement with AMOSUP, pwede mag-apply ng ID. Puntahan lang nila kami sa Seni Noe, sa Intramuros, with their requirements na any requirements na Siemens Group
that can prove contract as well.
Employment or their payslip, the latest payslip. At yung sea service from the money agent.
And what is the advantage of having an AMOSUP ID?
Well, the advantage of it is pwede nyo magamit within the benefits of AMOSUP. Pwede sa Apollo, Iloilo.
Not only here in Manila on the central office, hindi lang po dito. Nice.
And then, pwede rin sila kumuha ng AMOSUP ID in our satellite offices.
Okay. Huwag lang mong gagamitin yung ID kapag nahuli sa lansangan. Hindi mo counted yun. Okay. Pero, what are the requirements for my dependents, if ever?
Well,
Meron din palang ganon for the dependents, yung ID. Can you share us more about it?
Well, ang dependence ID kailangan ng more than yung seaman or nakababa siya within the 6 months period. Pwede siyang makakuha ng dependence ID. And the requirements is for ACPL, is of course is CINMAR, the Certificate of No Marriage for single, and the contract of employment for the allotted slave, and for the siblings below 18 years old and unmarried, yung birth certificate nila. And for the married, kailangan siyempre ng marriage contract and birth certificate
Of the children.
May
May limit po ba yung number?
after the number, it's yung 5270 for 9149. And then meron din kami
I mean, yung number of dependents.
dependents.
Oo. Meron ba siyang limit lang na up to 5 lang?
And as long as within below 18 years old.
Pwede.
Pwede.
Kung big family, kasi most of the Filipinos have big families eh. They have siblings of 7, 10. May kilala ko, 7 sila sa pamilya nila magkakapatid. Okay, so wala naman po pala siyang limit as long as pasok po sa requirements. Okay. How long is the processing and when can I claim the ID if ever?
Well, the process is, once they apply, mag-fill up lang siya ng complete yung mga requirements, and then kukuha na siya ng picture doon. At the same time, may bibigay na sa kanya.
Right there and then?
Right there and then.
May bayad po?
Ang bayad po for you, wala. Pero pag wala.
Wala mo.
Wala. 50 ka or...
Oo, dapat lang.
May 10 pesos.
So again, it's free for new applicants. Kasi baka may mamimixer pa eh. No? They should avoid that and they should refrain from doing that, di ba?
Kumbaga...
Kasi yung benefits eh. You have this ID, you can avail all those benefits. So some can take advantage of that, no? Well, that is what still be an idea. Okay. So again, the processing is very, very quick. That's good. Again, if you have more questions or if you have something to want to clarify, may booth naman sa labas. Okay. So ito gusto kong magpunta naman sa sa slot chest. Yan, grocery. Nagulat ako, sabi ko, good morning, ma'am.
Safe travel and safe morning to all of us.
Yes, oo nga. It's a rainy and sana safe tayong lahat po, no? Morning to all of us, no, Mimpa. Okay, ma'am, ang tanong talaga nga dito, how can I make purchase at the slot chest? Is it only exclusive for seafarers? Paano yung mga dependents nila as well? Siyempre, kung nakasampa sa barko, ano?
Yes po. About slot chest po, members can avail 3 days before their vacation. And then, sa family naman po, while on board in seaman, pwede po magamit ng family nyo, particularly yung designated allotee. If you're 8 to 10 months contract, pwede po nila ma-avail yun monthly. But dependent na designated allotee nila, and then the money agent or their previous purchases are paid by the money agent. We have certain arrangement for them.
Can I order online? Sorry, kasi ngayon, high-tech na eh. Diba? What CBAs have a provident fund? Di pala lahat?
Unang-una, good morning sa
Good morning.
Salamat na inimbita ako dito para talk about the Provident Fund. No? Answering your question, yeah, almost all CBAs would have a Provident Fund. However, there's some, and I can mention 2, well, that's managed overseas. One's the Danish and the Norwegian Provident Fund. Our office does not manage that fund. However, the major ones that I can list, the Japanese Seamen's Union Provident Fund, so the Japanese CBAs that we have with them. The TCC, Total Crew Concept. That's another one. The French, Luxembourg, Italian, British. We also have Crystal Cruise, Provident Fund. There's several others, maybe more than 20.
Wow. Okay. Pero how can I access the e-form? You have an e-form? Can you share us about this one? And what's the procedure and the requirements in at least availing the Provident Fund?
Thank you. Yeah, very, very good question and very timely. Actually, if I may give a brief history, prior to 2020, pre-pandemic, the AMOSUP Provident Fund was still analog, mostly documents. You have to go there to file, mano. You have quite a waiting time to avail of it, to file for it. Lots of documents required. And this was already in the plans of our leadership, starting with Captain Waka, and of course pushed more forward by Dr. Waka. So this was happening before pandemic happened, which was timely. We were already digitizing our operations, meaning scanning all the documents, putting it on the digital platform. As you know, everything in this world now is digital.
It's digital.
Otherwise, you'll be left behind if you don't, go into that platform. So we were already doing it prior to the pandemic. When the pandemic struck,
Mas naging aggressive kayo.
yeah, we pushed it forward because everything was locked down. The only way you could do anything was through your cell phone.
So does it mean, attorney, you can actually check online your claims, the updates?
Yes. Once you file, you mentioned the e-form. Okay, if I may just start, the e-form and our QR code, you can get it in any AMOSUP social media. Most especially our website. It's going to be available there. So you scan mo lang yun, it will already prompt you. You'll have all the quality, whatever requirements, how to file the e-form, what needs to be uploaded will all be there. So I don't really need to go through that list. It's going to take a while. But what I can say is once you scan that code, it's going to be more like a tutorial. Tuturuan kayo what to do. You'll get updates, right away automatically. Kung may kulang, automatically you'll be informed what you need. Or kung you submitted something that's not scanned well, you didn't upload it well using your phone camera, it will also prompt you.
You can also update the records if ever.
Well, the records, yes, to the Provident Fund, yes, you'll be informed.
You need to go to ulit?
Well, records,
ID.
Mr. Ricky's.
The records department, no?
But Provident Fund records, through the prompting of our e-form QR code procedure, you'll be prompted there.
How long is the processing? So if it's digital, right there and then as well?
Yeah. Actually, anywhere in the
Just a
world.
click away.
Anywhere in the world you can file. If you're ready to upload all the requirements, you can file anywhere in the world. And before we were digitized, it would take a month. Now it's down to 7 to 10 days, and you can get your benefits.
This is retirement fund,
I don't think, and I'm proud to say, I don't think there's a retirement fund, and I'm sure those with SSS or retirement funds companies that you can get it in that span of a time. Normally it will take a month.
Yeah,
It's going to be long. In fact,
because of the
if I may mention the Danish and Norwegian funds, it will almost take you from 6 months to a year to get your benefits. But right now we're trying to get it even strictly to a week. But it's also going to be tough because of the number of members claiming. We're in the hundreds every week. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're averaging about 600 claims a week. Can you imagine?
Thank you po.
And this has been happening for the last, 20 years.
And the good thing about that is you actually handle them very quickly.
Well, we're trying. We're trying to handle it quickly, efficiently. I mean, there's, of course, just like any other online procedure, there are going to be bugs in the system,
Of course.
which we're trying to address as we go along. We're trying to perfect it.
Yeah.
So, through the help of the members,
Continuously improving naman.
yes, we'll try.
Okay, we are on digital. Pero can seafarers still walk in or apply and file manually?
Yes, thank you for that question. Yeah, actually, we've been accepting on, how do you say it, walk-in applications.
Walk-in, yeah.
But
Pwede pa rin mano-mano.
yes, they come in, we will accept those. But at that time when they walk in, we will also try to prompt them. We have some terminals in the office, so we're gonna accept them in, but prompt them using the online system.
Galing.
So it's gonna be also efficient for them because once they leave, any update will be sent to them.
And again, one of the advantages of having it digitally is, alam mo yun, and din siya, sa mga masira yung papel, no? Yung mga documents.
Correct. Everything.
At least you have backup files.
That is correct. Yeah, we actually, our system now, cloud, physical server and cloud, and a hybrid, service system.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Quite protected, definitely.
Definitely. And again, if you have more questions regarding the Provident Fund, they also have a booth outside. Okay, lastly, let's hear final words from our resource persons here. Now start tayo from sa far right po ninyo, Doc. Message and at least what you want to say regarding the services that you offer for AMOSUP.
Advantage ng being member ng AMOSUP ay you can avail everything that we have in the hospital, not here in Manila, but also the other hospitals for free. Lahat yan libre, wala kang itindihin. Kaya nga ginawa ni Captain Oka yan kasi nakita niya nung umpisa na ang Pilipino para lang makakuha ng proper healthcare service ay kadalasan out of pocket. Tayo ang nagbabayad, walang tulong halos sa gobyerno. So, problema ngayon ng seaman, kapag sumakay siya ng barko, paano pamilya ko? So nakita ni Captain Oka yan, kasi siyempre naging seaman din siya. Nakita niya yan, kaya tinayo niya yung mga hospital natin para hindi na kayo problema habang nakasay ng barko. Wala kayong iintindihin tungkol sa healthcare ng pamilya niyo. Hindi niyo iintindihin na walang aalaga sa kanila. At hindi nyo iintindihin kung paano nyo babayaran. Okay? So maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Nipa, for the slop chest.
Yes po. Kami po lahat sa AMOSUP, particularly sa aming pinamahal na founding president, Captain Gregorio Oka, aming president, si Dr. Conrado Oka, and Vice Admiral Santos at lahat po ng mga officer ng AMOSUP. Nagtutulong-tulong po kami para mabigyan kayo ng magandang serbisyo at matulungan din po ang inyong pamilya. Ako po sa Snapchess, gumagawa po kami ng lahat ng, nag-iisip po kami ng lahat ng idea para po makatulong sa inyo kung kayo aalis ng Pilipinas at para rin po sa inyong mga pamilya sa oras ng kanilang pangangailangan. Sana po gamitin niyo po yung Snapchess bago po kayo umalis at iiwan niyo ang message na pwede pong gamitin ng inyong pamilya. Yun lang po. Salamat po.
Thank you, Ma'am Nipa. Sir.
Regarding po sa ID, mas maganda po sana na i-request namin sa membership hanggang maaari ma-update yung record namin. Kasi para mas mabigyan namin sila ng mas mabilis na paggamit ng pribileyo sa hospitals, slaughterhouses, either is
most especially if the people are already dead.
Kailangan na filming updated po yung record.
Tama. Sir JV?
Nakikiusap sa mga miyembro, pakipasa ng informasyon sa inyong mga trabaho, sa inyong mga nasa digital naman tayo, kaya nag-QR na ako ngayon. So, if possible, if you can just spread the information using the digital platform. Thank you.
Attorney Massimo.
Thank you. Just to add to Johnny Boy, I think it's pagkalat talaga kung ano yung mga networks ng AMOSUP. It's nandun siya para sa mga miyembro, tsaka ma-appreciate nila pag nagamit nila ito. I mean, that's the moment they'll realize that they're proud to be an AMOSUP member.
Anytime Maritime.
Sparta. It's anytime.